Hi everyone, how are you today? I'm sorry we don't have our class today, but you're not gonna be far from me, not gonna get rid of me. Here I am, and I'm recording the class because I don't want to be behind, and I think this is an amazing topic. And everything we've been discussing in this class is how to effectively communicate. Okay, so I have this handout here in our class. Now we are going to week 5, and it's called Mastering the Basics of Communication. Okay, so here is the handout, and I have here, let me open the web version. I think it's easier to work. Okay, so that is an article. I will talk to you more about it, but this is by Marjorie North, and I really like her article, and I have the full article. So this presentation is based on the points that she highlighted in her article. Okay, and she's a Harvard professor. So the key for communication, everything starts with listening. So listening is key. And from personal experience, I used to be a better listener, but I think the busiest we get, our life changes, and then suddenly we are not as good listeners as we used to be. I try, and I believe that being a good listener, sometimes you have departments in your life. So as a teacher, I would say that I am a very good listener as a teacher. All the time students are talking to me, I am analyzing and I am interpreting, and I am trying to identify what's behind the words. But in my personal life, I'm not a good listener, and I would like to confess that and say that we are not perfect, and I do need to improve that side, to calm down my mind. And I think that's important. Okay, so listening is key, whatever you are doing, and in any compartment or department in your lives. Okay, so speak in such a way that others love to listen to you. Listen in such a way that others love to speak to you. So have that in mind. Have you ever had that person, that friend, that person that talks to you and you love to listen to that person talking? The person is so wise. I have a friend, and all the time I talk to her, I feel such a peace of mind, and she's always listening, and she always has a piece of advice, and she knows me so well. So I love talking to that friend. And I have some other people who I like to see speaking in public, and the way they can do it, and the way they listen, and the way they interpret. People that sometimes I'm confused the way I speak sometimes, or I speak too fast, or my thoughts are not so clear. And some people, they can listen and identify what I'm talking about. And I like talking to those kind of people as well. And I think our aim should be to be those kinds of people that you speak, and people like speaking to you or talking to you. And some of you have made some comments already in our discussion board. By the way, go back there and check my answers and your friends' answers. You've been exchanging amazing answers and information there. So, and some of you are working on that. I can see that in your posts. And some of you have already been told that you are such good listeners. Okay, so invest on that, because that's a kind of skill that very few people have, actually. Okay, so learn to listen. Okay, most of us remember about half of what we hear. Effective leadership requires good listening. So train yourself to listen. Okay, so pay attention. Yes, many times. It's very interesting when you're talking to people or students that you just finished saying something or giving instructions, and they ask you about how should I submit that? And I keep thinking, I just talked about it. So many times people are not really listening, and they listen to half of what we are saying. And that happens for many reasons. Maybe you were thinking about the English, can I understand well? Did I understand? I'm focusing in the first part of the instructions, or maybe it's difficult to understand the English, so try to get the keywords or the whole message, okay? Or the key message, I'm sorry, of what it's being said, okay? So there are many reasons, but train yourself. You can become a good listener. Suspend biases. So we talked in this class already about biases. Biases are those thoughts that you have, those judgments that you have on people or actions based on your personal past experiences. They're not wrong. We all have biases. We just have to be aware of them and listen. Even when we don't agree, try to think where that person is coming from and why that person has that opinion, and respect their opinion. We don't have to agree. It's nice when we don't agree, so we can have a conversation and a discussion, and having an open mind maybe will show you different ways, different points of view. Okay? Quiet your mind. I know it's hard to listen, okay, instead of thinking about your response. Okay, so try to exercise. Try to quiet down and think and process. Okay, encourage the speaker. Ask questions. Nod your head. Some of you said that you don't like that silence, and you try to stimulate the conversation, and that's what psychologists do. If you noticed, if you haven't never been to psychologists or seen on TV, they don't talk much. They talk very little. Basically, in 1 hour, it's you yourself talking, and that this professional is just stimulating based on deep listening what questions this person would ask you back. Okay, so try to do that. Okay, listening is one half of communication dynamics. Although listening doesn't come naturally to most people, we can definitely improve it by practicing. Okay, so watch YouTube videos. Nowadays you have YouTubers talking about several topics, so choose a topic you like, follow that person, and stop the video. Think about it. What are they talking behind? Talk about watch the news, right? The news, they always have implicit biases and opinions. Okay, so analyze a piece of news and see. Now we have elections, right? So this is very common now, so people are always judging each other, but try to see behind of what they are saying and the words they are choosing. We've been talking about words and choices of words, so people most of the time they choose their words on purpose. Okay, so that's a matter of practicing. Okay, be prepared. Okay, we are here preparing for our next presentation or debate or discussion. So know your audience, and that's why we've been having several exercises and activities and speeches so we can get to know each other. And at work too. So if you're a new employee, so listen, observe people first instead of giving your opinion and exposing yourself. Okay, so know people first. Know what they need. Know their habits, okay? Organize and structure your message. Be clear, okay? Don't be confused. Write down notes. Use descriptive language. If people don't understand, paraphrase. Explain the smell, the sound, the feeling. So try to explain so people can understand. Rhythm. Choose your words and the pace. Don't be that boring person that people are talking and then you are like sleeping. Okay, don't have the same pattern. Okay, so try to use intonation, ups and downs. Okay, watch people as you are talking to them. Okay, pay attention to nonverbal skills. They are fundamental. They are key. Okay, so arms crossed, people usually say that people are not very interested. Excessive gestures, so maybe the person is nervous. Hands in the pocket, scratching the head or body. So body language can tell us a lot, and I can tell lots of things from you based on your body language when I am teaching. Okay, effective nonverbal communication includes if you're talking, if you are in a professional context, in academic context, proper attire. The way you are dressing is speaking to who you are. Good posture, okay? Don't have your shoulders like leaning down like this, or your face, or like this that you're sad and exhausted. So good posture, okay? Natural gestures. Pay attention on TV when you watch the news. There are some anchors, some reporters, they are so annoying with their hands, okay? Purposeful movement. Sometimes when you are talking about the wave, you make a movement when it's expand or narrow down. So make purposeful movements, okay? Appropriate eye contact. Okay, I don't know, some of you may not be in my class that long, but we had an incredible guy talking, giving a motivational speech on tips on how to give speeches, and he was amazing. And he would talk to people like making contact. Have you ever been to a conference or workshop that it looks like the person, the speaker is talking to you and the person is looking at you, and sometimes you feel uncomfortable. Oh my God, they're talking about me. So eye contact is important, okay? Energy and enthusiasm. I know life is hard and everything, but we like enthusiastic people and energetic people, okay? So things to consider, okay? Helpful tips. Be direct, be spontaneous, be animated, use vocal expression, use facial expressions, okay? So those are important when you are communicating, no matter what. Don't panic. If your listener is bored or confused, modify your verbal and nonverbal message. You should always have a plan B. So what's your next step if that's not working? Okay? Inject some humor. Explain the confusion or even change the course. Be yourself. Be sincere. Tell people like, yeah, I don't know, so I'm nervous, or okay, I'm gonna change here. This is confusing you. So be yourself when you're there, okay? So essential communication skills for your career, okay? So listening, it's top, the first one. Friendliness, open-mindedness, feedback, okay? So feedback, talking back, asking question, nodding. So these are all feedback. Confidence, be confident. Nonverbal communication, your body language, and balance, okay? So these are some of the things I wanted to cover with you here. And I'm going to go here to our class and show you that in our modules, we also have this exercise here, speak with confidence. I would like you to do that, to watch this video and make notes, things that you can use for yourself. You also have this, this is the full article by that author that I was talking about, if you're interested in reading the full article. And I really like this site here. And this site is Active Listening Skills, Examples and Exercises. I really liked the information they have here, and I'm sure that you're going to find things that are valuable to you that you can adopt to your future listening skills. Okay? So thank you so much for watching it. I have some questions, feedback questions. I would like to ask you your takeaways from this presentation now, and what you're going to start doing from now on to improve your listening skills. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.